Today, we pause. In a world that never stops moving, where time slips through our hands without warning, we take a moment to reflect, to remember, to feel. Because behind every name we hear, there is a life, a story filled with dreams, struggles, victories, and moments that quietly shape the world around us. Life is fragile, and sometimes, in just a single moment, everything changes. A voice becomes silence. A presence becomes memory. But even in loss, something remains. Joshua Daniel Morrow. Joshua Daniel Morrow, a determined athlete and respected figure in professional football, passed away on April 23, 2026, at the age of 35. Born on February 17, 1991, in St. Albans, England, Morrow moved to the United States at a young age, where his journey into football began. From early on, he displayed discipline, strength, and a relentless drive to succeed, qualities that would define his career. He went on to play college football at Stanford University, where his performances earned recognition and showcased his ability as a powerful defensive player. Despite going undrafted in 2014, Morrow refused to give up on his dream. Through persistence and hard work, he carved out a place in the National Football League, building an 8-year career and playing over 80 games. He represented teams such as the Arizona Cardinals, New York Giants, and Oakland Raiders, earning respect as a dependable and hard-working defensive end. Known for his professionalism and commitment, Morrow was admired not only for his performance on the field but also for his character off it. His passing came as a shock to the football community, with tributes pouring in from teammates, organizations, and fans who remembered him as a dedicated player and a kind individual. At this time, the exact cause of his death has not been publicly disclosed, leaving a sense of unanswered questions surrounding his loss. Joshua Morrow's life stands as a reminder of perseverance, the journey of a man who, despite challenges, rose to compete at the highest level. Though his life was cut short, his legacy continues to live on in the game he loved, in the memories of those who knew him, and in the impact he left behind. Eugene Braunwald. Eugene Braunwald, a man widely regarded as one of the greatest minds in modern medicine, passed away on April 22, 2026, at the age of 96. His life was not just a journey through time, but a journey that helped transform the future of human health itself. Born on August 15, 1929, in Vienna, Austria, Braunwald's early life was shaped by adversity, as his family fled Nazi persecution and sought a new beginning in the United States. From those early challenges emerged a determination that would define his entire life. He went on to become a pioneering cardiologist, dedicating more than 7 decades to understanding and treating heart disease. His work fundamentally changed how doctors view heart attacks, not as sudden, unavoidable events, but as conditions that can be treated and even prevented with timely care. Through groundbreaking research, clinical trials, and over 1,000 scientific publications, Braunwald helped turn heart disease from a near-certain death sentence into a manageable condition for millions of people around the world. He was often called the father of modern cardiology, a title earned through his relentless pursuit of knowledge and his commitment to improving human life. Beyond his achievements, he was also a teacher, a mentor, and a guiding force for generations of physicians. His influence extended far beyond hospitals and laboratories. It lived on in the countless doctors he trained and the millions of patients whose lives were saved because of his work. Even in his later years, Braunwald remained active in research, continuing to contribute to medicine until the very end of his life. His passing marks not just the loss of a man, but the loss of an era. Yet his legacy remains. In every heartbeat saved. In every life extended. In every breakthrough inspired by his work. Eugene Braunwald may no longer be here. But his impact continues to live on, in the rhythm of life itself. Roger Sweet. Roger Sweet, the visionary designer who brought one of the most iconic heroes of the 1980s to life, passed away on April 28, 2026, at the age of 91. Born in 1935 in Akron, Ohio, Sweet dedicated his life to creativity, imagination, and design. He became best known for his work at Mattel, where he served as a lead designer during the 1970s and 1980s, a time that would define his legacy forever. It was during this period that he created He-Man, a character that would go on to become a global phenomenon. What began as a simple concept, an action figure designed to compete in a changing toy market, quickly evolved into He-Man and the Masters of the Universe, a franchise that shaped an entire generation. The animated series, the toys, and the world he helped build became more than entertainment, they became a part of childhood memories for millions. His creation was not just a character, it was a symbol of strength, imagination, and adventure. Behind this success, however, his final years were marked by personal challenges. Roger Sweet had been battling dementia, and his health declined significantly following a fall that led to serious complications. Despite these struggles, he remained surrounded by the support of his family and fans, many of whom came forward to help during his final months. His passing marks the end of a remarkable life, but not the end of his influence. Roger Sweet was more than a designer. He was a creator of worlds. A storyteller through imagination. And though he is no longer here, his legacy lives on. In every memory of childhood. In every story inspired by his work. And in the timeless power of the hero he created. Cletus Mack. Cletus Mack, known for his association with the influential hip-hop collective Digital Underground, reportedly passed away today. Though he remained largely outside the public spotlight, his connection to a group that helped shape the sound and identity of hip-hop places him within an important chapter of music history. Digital Underground rose to prominence with landmark releases such as Sex Packets, This Is an EP release, and Sons of the P, projects that blended funk, humor, and storytelling in a way that defined an era. Their music introduced a new energy into hip-hop, influencing generations of artists and leaving a lasting cultural impact. Being part of that circle meant existing within a creative movement that pushed boundaries and redefined expectations. While there are no clearly documented album credits directly attributed to Cletus Mack himself, his association with the group connects him to a body of work that continues to be remembered and celebrated. In music history, not every contributor stands at the center, many play their role behind the scenes, shaping the identity of something far greater than themselves. Among fans of Digital Underground, the group's legacy remains strong. Their music continues to be revisited, shared, and appreciated by those who experienced their influence firsthand. News of Cletus Mack's reported passing has quietly circulated among these communities, bringing a sense of reflection on the many individuals who were part of that era. There are no widely confirmed controversies directly linked to his name in major public records. Instead, what remains is a sense of mystery, a life not fully documented, yet still connected to a cultural movement that left a lasting mark on music history. His reported passing serves as a reminder that behind every major legacy, there are individuals whose stories may not always be fully told, yet whose presence still matters. And though much of his personal journey remains private, his connection to a defining moment in hip-hop ensures that his name will continue to be remembered, quietly, but meaningfully.